I know that you need to increase your protein awareness. You probably even know that protein is important for a variety of reasons. I've gone over this so many times. The problem a lot of people have is they know that their protein intake needs to be higher, but they're kind of unsure as to what foods that they consume on a regular basis even has any protein. So increasing your awareness of what has protein and in what amounts is very, very important. So after watching this short video, you'll have a better understanding of why you should be improving your protein awareness and a couple simple ways to help improve your awareness that you can start applying right away to make it so that you know how much protein you're taking in. The first problem people have with protein intake awareness is they're not even aware that they're not aware. So if you don't know that there's some sort of issue going on with your diet, you have no way of improving upon it because in your mind, nothing's actually wrong. So if you can improve your awareness to a point where you're like, oh, in your head, you know that your protein intake isn't where it needs to be for the entire day, you'll have that awareness to be like, oh crap, maybe I'm at 50% of my protein intake for the entire day, but I only have one meal left. So that last meal of your day has to have a ton more protein maybe than you're used to. The simple act of being aware of your protein intake from day to day is incredibly powerful. If you know how much protein you should be having per meal, it really gives you a sense of clarity when you're creating the meals or thinking about what you need to eat next, so that it takes a lot of the guesswork out of things. You can kind of find out what protein you want to take, figure out how much of it you need, consume that protein, whatever carbs and fats on the sides that you need on top of that to hit your goals, you consume, bada bing, bada boom, move on to the next meal, get results. Lastly, let's go over how you can improve your protein awareness. This is gonna be something that is going to take some work. It's not something that you can just snap your fingers and tomorrow you're gonna know what protein is in every single food that you eat on a regular basis and in what amounts. I'm gonna be honest with you here, the best way to do it is use MyFitnessPal. So if you log your food, and I know it's hard for some people and it's a lot of work, but if you log your food for a long period of time, you get to a point where you just can memorize how much stuff is in the foods. You're gonna eat the same types of protein, you're gonna eat the same types of serving sizes, so you just develop a simple memory of how much protein is in what foods you eat on a regular basis. So if you do this, let's say for 6 months, you track your protein intake, and maybe you just track protein. You don't even worry about carbs and fats, just track your protein intake. Just make sure that every food you're consuming that has protein in it, you're tracking it. This gives you an awareness of, okay, now I know all my favorite foods that have 50 grams of protein, so I can pick from that database of foods. And like I was saying earlier, it takes a lot of the guesswork out of things and allows you to more accurately and easily get the foods that you need into you as easily as possible without having to worry or, be anxious about what you're gonna be eating next. Another simple way is read the labels. You have to improve your awareness. There's no way of downloading a computer program into your brain that's gonna give you an entire database of what has protein and what doesn't and in what amounts. You're gonna have to read labels, try to find foods that have protein, consume them, and try to remember what foods have that amount of protein. Quiz yourself. Make a list of the top 20 foods that you eat that have protein. Look at the serving sizes that you usually consume. Break it down so you know how much protein is in each of those serving sizes. And just remember that, oh, okay, I'm really high on protein right now maybe, so I can cut my next protein serving in half. I mean, this is kind of rare. It's mainly where you're trying to catch up, but there are points where your protein intake will be too high and maybe you can cut down later on in other meals. So, to conclude this very short video, protein awareness is very important. Most people do not have it. The people that do have it are generally people who have some experience using tracking software. So I don't care if you use MyFitnessPal, it can be something else. Like, as long as it's accurate, it tells you how much protein is in what amount of foods, awesome, you can do that. The other thing you can do, read labels, try to memorize the serving sizes that you have and how much protein is in those serving sizes. And that way you can kind of have a mental list of how much protein that you've had in each day. So if you know that you need to have more or you need to have less in subsequent meals, you're just ready to attack your meals and not have to question what you have to be eating on your next meal. So if you know anyone who has an inadequate protein intake, or someone who is trying to improve their ability to assess their own protein intake on a day-to-day basis, and they need to improve their awareness, please share this video with them. I know for a fact this is an issue that a lot of people have, so I really hope a lot of eyeballs see this video. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you like these types of videos, hit that subscribe button. Got a lot more coming in, and I look forward to talking to you again very soon. Peace.